Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Hit that subscribe button and join the most passionate Bills fans as we break down all the latest news, highlights, and game analysis. Go Bills! Sauce Gardner signing a 3-year deal with the Buffalo Bills has exploded across the NFL community like a thunderclap in the middle of a quiet night. And the whispers surrounding this move feel more like roaring debates echoing from every corner of the football world. People are shocked, stunned, and at the same time curiously excited about what this means for both Gardner and the Bills. For so long, Gardner has been identified with his swagger in New York, wearing that Jets green like a second skin, carrying himself as not just a lockdown corner, but as the face of a franchise hungry for defensive dominance. To suddenly imagine him slipping into Bills colors, joining one of their fiercest rivals, is almost like a betrayal to Jets fans, and yet, undeniably, a victory for Buffalo. It's a rare kind of twist, the type of story that feels straight out of a dramatic sports series, where loyalty, strategy, and ambition collide. Buffalo, a team that has come close, but never quite grabbed the ultimate prize, now has a piece that could tilt the balance. And make no mistake, Sauce Gardner is not just a piece. He's a game changer, a tone setter, a culture shaker. The Bills have been criticized over the past few years for being good, sometimes even great, but not great enough when it mattered most. Josh Allen has carried the team on his back, with explosive offense and flashes of sheer brilliance. But playoff heartbreaks have become all too familiar in Buffalo. Critics said the defense needed something more, something nasty, something unshakable, a personality that could redefine the secondary. Enter Sauce Gardner, the kind of player who doesn't just play his role, he transforms the entire identity of a defense. His ability to lock down elite receivers forces quarterbacks to rethink their entire game plan, giving the pass rush extra time and allowing safeties to gamble with confidence. For Buffalo, this is more than signing a cornerback. This is rewriting their defensive DNA. Gardner's deal signals an intent, an urgency, a clear message. The Bills aren't settling for being almost there anymore. They're going all in, they're pushing their chips to the center of the table, and they're daring the rest of the AFC to deal with it. And let's not ignore the rivalry element here, because that's where the rumor mill is boiling hottest. Gardner jumping from New York to Buffalo isn't just a roster move. It's an emotional earthquake in the AFC East. Jets fans are furious, heartbroken, and some even feel betrayed. For years, they celebrated Gardner as their shining star, their defensive anchor, their homegrown gem who embodied swagger, skill, and hope. Now, to see him not just leave, but leave for a hated rival, that's the kind of storyline that fuels bitterness for decades. Every matchup between the Jets and Bills just got bigger, nastier, more personal. Imagine the energy when Sauce lines up against his former teammates, staring down receivers he once encouraged in practice, while Jets fans rain down boos like thunder. The drama writes itself, and the NFL schedules are going to feel these tremors. Buffalo didn't just sign a cornerback. They signed a storyline, a rivalry enhancer, and a lightning rod for controversy. And in the NFL, where narratives drive ratings, this is almost as important as the plays on the field. But how did this even happen? That's the question buzzing in every conversation, every podcast, every late-night sports show. Gardner had years left of prime play to give the Jets, and though contract disputes are nothing new in the league, few expected things to unravel this way. The whispers are that negotiations behind closed doors soured, that Gardner wanted a long-term deal with guarantees the Jets weren't willing to hand out. At the same time, Buffalo's front office was quietly lurking, watching, waiting for the opportunity to pounce. When cracks appeared in the Jets' relationship with their star corner, the Bills struck with precision, offering not just money but a vision, a chance to be the missing piece in a championship puzzle. And that pitch, combined with frustrations in New York, may have been enough to sway Gardner. It's almost poetic, the kind of behind-the-scenes maneuver that makes you wonder just how many phone calls, how many secret meetings, how many hushed conversations in back rooms led to this signature. NFL free agency has always been wild, but this feels like a masterclass in timing and ambition. The implications ripple far beyond Buffalo and New York. Across the AFC, quarterbacks are shaking their heads, coordinators are pulling out fresh whiteboards, and analysts are redrawing their playoff predictions. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Every elite passer now has to think twice about throwing Sauce's way, and that changes the math in real time. And let's be clear, Gardner doesn't just cover receivers, he erases them, making Pro Bowl-caliber talents look invisible for 4 quarters. This deal reshapes the balance of power because Buffalo wasn't exactly lacking talent in the secondary to begin with. Now, with Gardner, their defense has an edge that could tilt playoff battles. Suddenly, that one possession, that one drive late in a game, might end differently because a quarterback refuses to test Sauce's side of the field. Championships are built on moments like that, and Buffalo has just added a moment stealer, a heartbreaker for opposing fans, and a dream for Bills Mafia. What makes this even juicier is the personality Sauce brings to the table. He's not quiet, he's not humble in the background, he's flashy, confident, and unafraid to speak his mind. Buffalo, a city that lives and breathes football, thrives on players who bring not just skill but swagger. Bills Mafia doesn't just want wins. They want characters, they want stories, they want someone who embodies the fight, the grit, and yes, the style. Gardner is that guy, and you can already imagine the chants, the jerseys flying off shelves, the viral clips of Sauce celebrating big plays in blue and red. The narrative potential here is off the charts, and while Jets fans mourn, Bills fans are already dreaming. They see themselves hoisting that Lombardi, finally breaking through decades of frustration, with Gardner as a crucial chapter in that journey. And if it plays out that way, if Sauce really is the missing link, then this deal won't just be remembered as a signing. It will be remembered as the moment Buffalo changed its destiny. Now comes the second part of this saga, the aftermath, the ripple effects, the conversations swirling like wildfire as everyone tries to piece together what this means not just today, but for seasons to come. Fans are split between disbelief and anticipation. Media outlets are dissecting every angle, and players themselves are quietly texting, calling, and gossiping in locker rooms about what just went down. Because this isn't just about a player moving teams. It's about a symbol of loyalty, swagger, and dominance switching allegiances in one of the fiercest divisions in football. Imagine being a young cornerback in the league right now, watching Sauce Gardner, someone you probably admire, take a leap like this. It sets a precedent. It tells players that even the brightest stars aren't untouchable, and that the NFL's power dynamics can flip overnight. And for the Bills, this is the equivalent of shouting from the rooftops. We're tired of being the bridesmaid. We're ready to walk down the aisle and claim that Super Bowl ring. Every other AFC contender now has to circle Buffalo on their calendar with a red marker and prepare for a whole new kind of storm. The Jets, of course, are left reeling, and that's where much of the drama sits. How do you recover from losing your defensive cornerstone to a rival? How do you explain to a fan base already accustomed to heartbreak that their brightest hope has walked out the door? The spin machines are already working overtime, with management hinting at future moves, talking about rebuilding strategies, and promising to stay competitive. But Jets fans know the sting of disappointment too well, and no amount of polished press conferences can erase the image of Gardner in Bills colors. Social media is flooded with anger, memes, and disbelief, with some fans vowing to never forgive ownership for letting this happen. And in the locker room, players are left to pick up the pieces, facing the emotional weight of losing not just a teammate, but a leader, a swaggering presence who made everyone around him believe. This isn't just about talent, it's about psychology. The Jets will have to battle not only their opponents, but the ghosts of what could have been, every time Gardner lines up against them in a rival uniform. Meanwhile, the Bills are basking in the glow of their coup, and rightfully so. They've turned the spotlight back on Buffalo, a city that craves respect and recognition in a league dominated by bigger markets. Suddenly, analysts who had doubted their ability to get over the hump are revising predictions, debating whether this defense could finally be the kryptonite to Mahomes and Kansas City. Training camp will be electric, practices will buzz with energy, and the locker room will feel the jolt of adrenaline that only a signing of this magnitude can bring. Veterans will push harder, rookies will learn faster, and the entire organization will sense that a window of opportunity has just flung open wider. Gardner's arrival is not just about what he does on the field. It's about the belief he brings, the psychological boost of knowing the front office is all in, that management is willing to make bold moves to chase glory. In a league where confidence and momentum can mean everything, this signing has injected Buffalo with both in massive doses. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. There's also the question of how Gardner himself will adapt to this new chapter. Moving from the Jets to the Bills isn't just a change of uniform. It's a change of identity, of culture, of expectations. In New York, he was the centerpiece, the young phenom tasked with carrying the hopes of franchise. In Buffalo, he joins a squad already stacked with talent and ambition, and he will need to blend his swagger with the team's established chemistry. How will he connect with Josh Allen, with Von Miller, with the Bills Mafia faithful who will demand not just highlight plays, but consistency and leadership? These are the questions fans and analysts will dissect endlessly. But if history has taught us anything, it's that Gardner thrives under the spotlight. He craves the pressure, feeds on the doubt, and uses criticism as fuel. If anyone can embrace the weight of such a monumental switch, it's Sauce. And if he delivers, his legacy will only grow, elevating him from star cornerback to legendary figure in AFC lore. The NFL thrives on chaos, and this signing is pure chaos in the best sense of the word. It disrupts expectations, ignites rivalries, and keeps the league unpredictable, which is exactly why fans love it. Imagine the primetime matchups now, the national TV games where Gardner will square off against elite receivers with millions watching, the drama amplified by the knowledge that he crossed enemy lines. It's the kind of storyline producers dream of, the kind that sells jerseys, drives ratings, and dominates headlines for months. And beyond the entertainment, the football impact is undeniable. Gardner gives Buffalo a chance to shut down one side of the field, to gamble more aggressively with blitzes, to redefine their defensive schemes with newfound confidence. The ripple effect of that kind of presence can turn a good team into a contender and a contender into a champion. And that's why this deal feels so seismic. It's not just about talent. It's about reshaping the entire landscape of the AFC. As the dust settles, one truth becomes impossible to ignore. This move will be remembered, one way or another. If Gardner thrives in Buffalo and the Bills hoist a Lombardi trophy, this signing will be etched in history as the turning point, the gamble that paid off in full. If things falter, if chemistry stumbles or injuries intervene, it will be dissected as a bold but flawed attempt at greatness. Either way, the conversation will not fade. Fans will remember the day Sauce Gardner left the Jets for the Bills, the day loyalty clashed with ambition, the day one of the NFL's brightest stars shifted the balance of power. And that's the beauty of this league. It's unpredictable, it's dramatic, it's emotional. Gardner's 3-year deal with Buffalo is more than ink on paper. It's a saga, a rivalry reborn, a promise of battles yet to come. And as the NFL season approaches, one thing is certain. All eyes will be on Sauce, and every snap he plays will carry the weight of this stunning decision. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.